Neil, a point, I think I've said this after most games, is it a good point or a bad point?
I think every point's a good point. Like you said, we said about 4 or 5 weeks ago in the changing rooms that it's so important that if we don't win games, that we don't lose games. And at the beginning of the season, I think 4 or 5 weeks ago, we probably would have lost that game 2-0, 1-0. But the lads kept going. I think you've seen in the second half there, I thought it was a dominant display in the second half and could have quite easily went on to take all 3 points, but we're building slowly and like I said, we're not getting ahead of ourselves. So tonight we'll take it as a good point and another, hopefully start of another unbeaten run. That's 2 now. If we can do like we did last time where we went 4-5 unbeaten, I'm sure we can head in the right direction.
Are you almost sat here thinking, how haven't we won that game?
Yeah, part of me does. Part of me does, but in the position that we're in at the minute as well, like I said, you have to be happy with the point to a certain degree. Definitely think we could have went on and won that game, but we never lost the game. So there's positives in that. But I think for me, what pleases me the most is the second half performance. I thought we controlled the game. Could have got in a few more times. Their keepers made some good saves, but no, like I said, I don't want to get ahead of myself, and we're just building at the moment. And that was definitely when you're playing against a team that's seventh in the league, and that are tough to play against for anyone. I think you have to take the positives in that.
And your team sat at the bottom of the table, but even some of the play tonight doesn't look like or feel like a team who are sat at the bottom of the table.
Yeah, I think that's been through most of the season. Even when we wasn't winning, I think you was at the Macclesfield game. People were saying it the same. After we played Radcliffe, their manager said that we were probably the best team they've played. So early on, I think we weren't getting the rub of the green. We were a bit naive in certain places, but we're learning. Do you know what I mean? And even me, and the staff, it's our first time in this league, so we're learning. But the good thing for me is that the performances are still good, but we're now starting to sort of be a little bit more streetwise and not concede late naive goals or everyone running forward when you need to sit back sometimes. So again, yeah, we're learning and hopefully building in the right direction.
You alluded to it earlier. Do you feel like you are turning a corner now and the trajectory is upwards?
Yeah, I don't even think I have to say it. I think if you look, we've lost 2 in 8 games, and only one of those games was against lower opposition in Morpeth. So like I said, if we can go another, lose 2 in 8 games, then I think that'll speak for itself. But every single game in this league is tough, so we don't take anyone for granted. We've got a tough game against Darlington on Saturday, and we'll be preparing for a real tough game.
And off we're going to his goal was probably a goal of the season contender. He had a great game, didn't he? But I feel like the whole front line had a great game, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely. I think there was so many good performances on there. Arthur, as you say, I thought Sluey and Adrian worked tirelessly, caused them problems. And also, like, want to give a big sort of shout out to Dan Pike and Callum Edwards who came on. I thought they were outstanding when they came on, added a real energy to us. So no, look, it's about being together. We've just said to the squad, there'll be times where you're not in the team, but you see what happens. Things change quickly. As long as you keep working hard, show the right attitude, you will get your chance. And when you get your chance, then it's up to you.
It probably somewhat. Well, you wasn't quite happy about the goal. You can see that you feel like there was a foul in the build up to that goal.
Like you say, probably I can't say too much, but I think everyone in the stadium, I think it was 2 fouls, and then they've obviously gone on and broken, scored from that. But look, at the end of the day, I don't want to sit here and moan about decisions. Hopefully, we'd like to think that they swing around during the season. There's a big swing, I think, due. But like I said, I'm not going to sit here and criticise people. We've just got to take the positives from tonight. We've just played really well against a team that's sitting 7th or 6th in the league. I'm not sure who would be a tough game for anyone. And on a different day, I think we could have took all 3 points.
And we sit here now. How are you feeling given the recent run and looking ahead?
Like I say, feeling positive because obviously I think the lads are believing now. Like I said before, if you lose 2-8, it tells you that you're a good side. Do you know what I mean? And I think I'm more happy for the lads now starting to believe and starting to we're going into games feeling like we're going to win. So we said tonight we're a really good side on our day, and I think everyone sees that. So when you go out there, have that aura about you, but you can only have that if you do the basics, the foundations, which is you have to work your socks off. And if you work your socks off, I think we're a match for any team in this league.